reading. First story for this quarter, Surprise Reunion. Surprise Reunion.
Genre: historical fiction. A surprise reunion. Essential question: how do traditions connect people? Read how a brother and sister are reunited after many years apart.
Genre. The genre of this story is historical fiction. What are the features for the historical fiction genre? Number one, it takes place in the past. You will find the events of the sentence had happened in the past. Then it includes realistic characters, events, and settings. They are all real. Number three, it may include real people and actual events. At last, it includes dialogues. Dialogues, that means a speech or talking that happened between two of the main characters during the story. Evidence of the historical fiction. You will notice during reading this story that Kemawait and Sakajawi are real people. Also, you will notice that the story includes realistic characters, events, and settings. It also includes dialogue or dialogues between some of the characters.
Chief Kamawait looked with intensity across the Shoshone camp. The tribe prepared for the rabbit dance as warriors oiled their leather costumes. The dance was done to honor the rabbit as an important food source. The Shoshone had used traditions such as this dance since the beginning of time to mark special occasions and remember their ancestors. In the distance, laughing children were playing with a ball made from rawhide. They rolled the ball into a circle drawn in the dust. If the ball rolled outside the circle, the child must forfeit his or her turn. Kamawait smiled as he remembered the games he had played as a
Kamawait
child.
is the chief of the Shoshone tribe. His sister had been snatched from the camp during a raid long ago. Kamawait is the chief of the Shoshone tribe. His sister had been snatched from the camp during a raid long ago. What is a rabbit dance and why it is part of the Shoshone culture? The rabbit dance is a Shoshone tradition that honors the rabbit as an important food source. The Shoshone had used traditions such as this dance to mark special occasions and remember their ancestors. The Shoshone have a close connection to the nature. Again, what is rabbit dance and why it is part of the Shoshone culture? Rabbit dance is a Shoshone tradition that honors the rabbit as an important food source. The Shoshone had used traditions such as this dance to mark special occasions and remember their ancestors. The Shoshone have a close connection to the nature. Sakajawi. Sakajawi is Kamawait's younger sister, and Kamawait's had pictured her as she had been scrawny and demanding. She had an irritating habit of following him everywhere. She had assertive manner and constant questions. She is a slender woman. She has long dark braids. Who are these characters? They are Louise and Clark. What did they need from Kamawait? What did these characters, Louise and Clark, need from Camawait.
But Camawait grimaced beneath his smile. He felt a dull pain in his stomach for his little sister. She had been snatched from the camp during a raid long ago. He despised those who had taken her. He closed his eyes and pictured the games they had played together. She had been scrawny and demanding and had an irritating habit of following him everywhere, he remembered. He missed her assertive manner and her constant questions. What had become of her?
Sacagawea. Sacagawea is Camawait's younger sister, and Camawait's had pictured her as she had been scrawny and demanding. She had an irritating habit of following him everywhere. She had assertive manner and constant questions. She is a slender woman. She has long
It is
dark
time to ride,
braids.
Hawk That Soars said, interrupting his thoughts. Camawait came back to reality, turned, and mounted his horse.
Who are these characters? They are Lewis and Clark. What did they need from Camawait? What did these characters, Lewis and Clark, need from
A
Camawait?
man named Captain Lewis had approached the Shoshone days before. Camawait knew that Lewis had come in peace, and so he welcomed him and his party. Lewis told the Shoshone his story. He explained that he was part of a company with a mission. He was to explore the land that stretched from the Missouri River to the Great Ocean. He then asked the chief for a favor. He explained that the rest of his party was waiting at the river with a supply boat. Lewis needed the strength and endurance of the Shoshone horses to help transport the supplies across the difficult land. In return, Lewis offered the Shoshone food and other goods. Camawait's party arrived at Lewis's camp. There he met Captain Clark. "Let's sit and discuss how we may help each other," said Clark. He led the men inside a large tent. Buffalo blankets were spread all around. As they settled inside, Lewis addressed the chief. "We travel with a woman who knows your language."
How was the meeting between Camawait and his sister? And what about their feelings?
A slender woman with long dark braids entered the tent. Her eyes adjusted to the dim light filtered through the thick cloth. She nodded to the chief. "I am Sacagawea," she said. Camawait could not believe his eyes. He examined the features of her face. He watched as her expression slowly changed. He immediately knew this was the same sweet face of his lost sister. Sacagawea quickly ran to him. Tears filled her dark eyes. The pain and sadness that Camawait had carried over the years retreated to a forgotten place. "My brother," she cried, "is it really you? How long has it been?" Lewis and Clark were happy to have been unwitting partners in this reunion. Chief Camawait promised them he would provide whatever help and resources they needed. "You have given me a great gift," Camawait told them. "You have reunited me with my beloved sister. Our people will sing and tell stories so that all may remember and honor this day for generations
The
to
last
come."
and most important point of the story is the theme. What is the theme? The theme is the overall message or lesson that an author wants to communicate. The theme is the overall message or lesson that the author wants to communicate. How to identify the theme? You should think about what the characters do and say and how they change. You should think about what the characters do and say and how they change. Thank you, my dear students.